When's the best time to buy an investment property? I love this question. Before you even consider buying an investment property, you should be looking at your bank account, looking at the balance and saying, what do I do with all this money? That's typically before you start investing. And I'm a little cynical, but I have people ask me all the time, I want to buy an investment property. And we start to talk about down payment and they say, oh, well, I've got, $8,000. And that's just not, you're not investing at that point. You're borrowing money to buy another house. The problem is, especially in today's market, this has always been kind of a thing, but especially now, is with the cost of borrowing money and the cost of real estate. If you're putting down 5%, first of all, you can't even buy an investment property with less than 15% down would be like the absolute minimum. But let's say theoretically you could with 5% down. Because of the cost of real estate and the cost of money, you're going to be operating that property at a loss. Even most of the time, even if you're unless you're getting a really sweet deal on a place in our region, I can't speak to nationwide, but in South Florida, if you're buying a place with 20% down, oftentimes the rent on that property will barely, if at all, cover your monthly mortgage payment. Now there are some tax benefits for depreciation and being able to claim like a rental loss or break even. If you break even on a rental property, like there are some tax benefits where you can offset some of your other income in certain circumstances. But a lot of people who are looking at rental properties is they expect to put 15% down and make $1,000 a month in passive income. And it just doesn't work like that in today's market. If you had bought a property 10 years ago and you're renting it out at current market rates for rentals, that might be the case. You might have a nice bit of cash flow. But really, the purpose of purchasing rental property right now is, at least in my opinion, that you have a good amount of money that you're just sort of sitting on and you want to diversify your investments. Maybe you have a stock purchasing strategy and you have a nice portfolio there, but you don't want to be too concentrated in the stock market and you don't want to hold fiat currency, right? You want to own assets as just a bigger overall piece, just a store of wealth, essentially. And a house is great for that. It's a great real estate market traditionally over any long-term period. You're typically not going to lose. You're going to outpace or keep up with inflation at the very least. And you have a tangible asset, that you can use to generate passive income, whatever the case might be, or just hold. So that is my recommendation is if you are not swimming in money, you know what I mean? Purchasing a rental property may not be the right move. It's not something that you try and do on a shoestring budget. It's something that you do as part of a all-encompassing holistic plan for investing. And right now, it's not something that you're gonna hit a home run on right out of the gate.